Why exactly you're facing problem? Yes, you have problem. Doctors ask, I'm putting all that I need to do. I'm seeing patients. I'm offering my service. My intention is to offer my service to many people. I'm very expert. I'm very much expert in what I do than the other doctor who is there nearby. But most of the patients go to them. Like, this is the normal thought process many doctors have. So what is the root cause? What is the other doctors, some of the doctors are doing right, which you're not doing, or you may not know? The first is lack of business model, the practice model. I'll be introducing what exactly is that, but uh, for now, just understand the root cause which is causing the problem. So lack of business model. The second is lack of vital skills. As I mentioned, if you have to grow to the next stage, you have to enhance your capabilities. Only then you will grow. With the same capability, with the same skill, you will be in the same place. So lack of vital skill. And in today's world, there are other skills, like you should be present digitally as well. So the marketing skill has to become part and parcel of you. Your professional skill is alone is not going to help, because till today you are using your professional skill, you are doing everything right, still why you are not growing? Which means there is some gap. If others are able to grow, there is a gap. What is the gap? The skills that you need to acquire. Time is equal to money. That is the root cause. Doctors think investing time is alone is going to help them grow. That is the another root cause. No or low branding, which is stopping. You may be expert in what you do, but you are not visible. That's not going to help. Next, no plan or roadmap for growth. When you don't know what exactly you need to do, you will not take action. So today I want to give that roadmap. Hope till now whatever I have covered, it has given you some clarity, some direction. From today, I'm not saying you will not be able, you need not put hard work, you need not work more. Initially you have to work. Initially you have to, maybe the hard work that you are putting, from today it will be with a direction, right, in a right direction, which is going to give you the predictable growth. So this is the another root cause, which is no plan or roadmap. Lack of growth mindset. Here doctors having resources, but still they don't do, because of the growth, lack of growth mindset. Because I've seen, if we are saying something, I know what it is, I know what has to be done, that I know is there, but why you're not taking it into action? That is not addressed, because they feel they know. Knowing is not result, doing is result. Doing will give you result. So they don't do because there is no proper plan. So these are the root causes. I want you to make a note of it for you, because if you want to grow, you have to be first vulnerable, be coachable, accept, yes, it is a problem. I have known that I have this and I want to work on it. There is nothing wrong in accepting the problem you have. That is going to give you, when you know what exactly is the problem, it becomes easy to take the proper medicine to it. Correct, doctors? The proper treatment is going to address the problem. Running away or shying away from the problem is not going to help, because problem will still persist. So I want you to take that. I want you to make the note of what is the root cause that you think you have, and make a note of it. As the session is going to progress, I'll be giving you what exactly you need to do. Okay, doctors. So this is the root cause. Now I want to take you through the 3-frame system, the growth system, which is going to give you this. What if you can grow your practice and have more time? As I mentioned, as you grow, your time investment into your practice has to reduce. So that is the intention. Next, double your revenue. Build a brand for yourself. Build your community. That is going to be the system that I'm going to introduce. So the system is PSS Growth Framework, which is principles, the strategies, and the system. So these are the three areas: principles plus strategy plus system is going to help you grow your practice to achieve sustainable and scalable growth, which I told you to set the intention for SSG. You will be able to achieve that through these three-step framework. So let us look at one by one. So what is the principle? You have to focus on three areas. You should focus on understanding and learning the business principles for your practice. You should have growth mindset, and you should build your vision. So what is the business principles that you need to focus? So these are the 5 business principles. Create quality service. I'm sure I need not tell doctors here about the quality service, because you offer quality service. But what the problem is, most of the, if I ask what is the why should someone come to you? Why should some patient who are there in your area, why should they come to you? Almost 99.99% doctors say, I offer quality service. So that does not become a differentiator. That is the default. Yes or yes, doctors. So offering quality service is a default. You have to offer. Build awareness of your services. Now ask yourself, what is the awareness you are creating in your practice to grow? So this is the next, which is nothing but marketing. So this is the second principle. You have the responsibility to build awareness. And as I mentioned, for doctors, the marketing is it's like a thin line. You have to follow that ethical guidelines, not step the other side, be within the ethical guidelines and do your activities. For that, you have to build awareness. It's not the marketing, but building awareness. I'll come to that, so you'll have clarity on that also. Next is convert prospects to loyal clients. Now, how many doctors feel you're offering great services, quality services, good service, patient also happy, but next time when they have a problem, they may not come to you, they go to somebody else. Now, you may be wondering, what went wrong? I have done the best, but still why patient went to another doctor? Have you experienced that? So happy patients does not mean happy, long-lasting clients to you. So you have to build not happy patients. You have to build loyal patients who are there, who come to you. And I'm sure earlier days there was concept called family doctor. That concept went off due to industrialization, right? Anything the family doctors say, the family will do, because that is the loyalty. That loyalty is missing. I'll come to the next part, so you'll have more clarity on that. That you have to focus. Happy patients alone is not going to help. You have to focus on retention. How many of you agree? Bringing new patients is very difficult. Retaining patients is easy because they have already experienced your service. You have to focus on creating loyal patients. Focus on value addition. This is the 4th business principle, which is to focus on value addition. Again, this is also connected to creating the loyal patients, where you are adding value to them. It is not only treating patients, it is value addition. I'll give you more insight when I'm coming to business model, practice model. Then optimize cash flow. This is extremely important. Whatever cash flow is coming in, doctors, one thing you have to remember is increasing the fee, or there's I think so Dr. Devi Shetty said this, you can grow your setup not from the pocket of your patients. You can grow your setup by your operations, how you run, how you set your the setup. That is how you can grow. You cannot grow by uh, from the pockets of the patients. Okay, for that you have to optimize the cash flow. This is the fifth business principle. These are the five principles which is going to help you in building a great practice. This may seem very simple, you already know it, but as I mentioned, knowing is not the result, doing is the result. So you know, but how you are going to do this, I'm going to give you, I cannot I cannot complete everything, but I'll give you some nuances which you can take. So these are the five principles. Most of the doctors have built their practice without foundation. When the foundation is not there, you know what happens. It keeps shaking. Correct? If you want to build a stable, scalable practice, focus on 5P, 5 business principles. The next is having a growth mindset. Here, there are two aspects, having an entrepreneur mindset and a growth mindset. Entrepreneur mindset, because when you are running your practice, you have to be thinking like an entrepreneur. As I mentioned, you are good in treating patients. You have to be good in taking care of your practice as an entrepreneur. So you have to wear the hat of the entrepreneur. Take the time out. Most of the doctors say, I don't have time. Actually, you have time. It is just that the growth is not your primary focus. As an entrepreneur, your focus has to be growth. And for the growth mindset, what you have to do is this. Most of the doctors are in their comfort zone, doing whatever they are doing. They don't want to take risk. Again, entrepreneur mindset. If you want to grow, you have to take some risk of expanding your practice, going beyond what you're doing right now. So you have to move out of comfort zone. What happens is, over a period of time, you be in that comfort zone, do not want to do anything which you think it may destabilize your setup which is there right now, because fear is stopping. What if things go wrong? What if people say something? What if what I do is not going to result? What if I lose this? So those fear is curtailing your growth. So that makes you go to your comfort zone. You have to go beyond that, push yourself, push through, go to the learning zone, acquire skills which is going to help, where you challenge yourself, and then you'll be able to grow your practice. When you want to go to your growth zone, building your vision is what is going to help. You should have a purpose. Doctors, in the chat box, or ask yourself why you have your own practice. You maybe you are working somewhere and you want to have your own setup, or you straight away started your own practice. There is a reason, right? There is some personal reason. It can be anything. But over a period of time, that vision for what you started is not, you're not working towards it, but you're just going with the flow. You need to have a purpose. You need to have a destination for you to grow your practice. If you don't have a destination which you want to reach, it can be financial destination which you can keep, upgrading yourself. It can be something which you want to build for people, or for yourself, leaving legacy behind for your generations to come. Those are the the vision that you want to build. You should have a higher purpose. You should have a bigger why. If you don't have that bigger why, no matter whatever hard work that you're putting, it is directionless. And as you keep achieving goals, you have to set new goals so that you are driving yourself. So you need a driver, you need an inspiration to put these things into practice. Why you don't take action? Because you don't have a goal, or even when you take actions, you don't know whether you're achieving something in life. Okay, doctors, so build your vision. So that is going to be the three aspects: having the business principles, set the foundation, having the growth mindset, and building vision. So these are the three things. The next is going to be strategy. So building practice business model, building personal brand, building competition proof practice. What is business model, practice model? Now, the practice business model is, presently, most of the doctors have this SOS, which is serving the patient when they come. It's like it has become transactional, which is if only when a patient is coming to you, you treat them. That's it. So it's SOS model. This has happened because of the industrialization. It is not your fault. Everything has become transactional now. It's like me buying a chocolate. If I want to eat a chocolate, I go to a store, I buy the chocolate, the shopkeeper takes the money, gives the chocolate. Similarly, most of the doctors are doing that, which is transactional. If you just, this is not a business, there is no model or anything. It is just you set an infrastructure and you start treating patients. Yes or yes? So that is the flaw, which is not making you grow your practice, because you have not built the foundation. Or most, no, I'm not saying you, but most of the doctors have not done that. Now, what is building a business practice model? Having single product offer, you will not be able to grow or scale. Building hybrid model or building ecosystem. As I was mentioning, you as a practice, when you are running your practice, it must not be a transactional one, but you have to focus on building relationship. You can focus on during the treatment, post the treatment. Now, let's say I take the example of a gynecologist. Okay. Now, if you are a gynecologist, you are offering your services to multiple types of people. Now, you may have teenage girls who have period issues or PCOS, PCOD issues. So that is one type of people who come. And then you have pregnant women whom you want to offer your services, or the couples who are facing infertility issues. And then maybe you have patients, the women who have menopause issues, or all other complications like fibroid, or so you have different types of patients who come to you. Instead of being SOS, you have to build a model of, for each category, what are all the ways, what are all the aspects that you can offer your value addition. As I was mentioning, if you remember, I told you about 5 business principles. Focus on value addition. So convert patients to loyal clients, focus on value addition. Now, what is the value addition? As I mentioned, most of them are doing as a SOS. From today, you will be different, because you have to build a practice model. What you have to do in every category, what are all you have to create a journey map. Now, if a girl is facing PCOD, what are all the aspects that they need help? They need a process of overcoming that issue, instead of just focusing on giving the medicines, or they going and diagnosing problems or undergoing tests. That is what a doctor is doing. You do that as a doctor, but as an entrepreneur, what are all those other areas that they need support? You can educate them, you can engage with them, you can create a system to take care of them. Now, what will happen is, instead of single product offer, you can have multiple product as a bundle. That is going to differentiate you from others. And here again, I'm not asking you to just push because you want to increase the revenue, or it's not like that. That is not going to help, because that is not a long-standing strategy, but rather you really want to offer a value addition to your patients. It can be in the form of, let's say, a small PDF format of how they can take care of their issues. You send to them as an educational material, or you just conduct a webinar, or you conduct a workshop where you engage with them. So that is becoming a value addition that is going to help you in long term retention of patients, because you're showing that you really care. I know every doctor cares for their patient in their mind, but let it come into action so that you're building that relationship. So focus on building relationship and building hybrid model, which means now you may be present physically. You can come on digital space, create webinars. So you are digitally present, and you can expand your practice into multiple locations. So, or you can franchise your practice. If you have a set clinic, when you build your personal brand, when you are able to build a brand and stabilize your practice, you can offer franchise. So it's not that you have to be SOS. It's not that you have to only treat the patient and you have to be present. Time is equal to not money. Build your awareness, expand your vision, so that you can replicate your success and give as franchise to others. Can you do that, doctors? So that is building hybrid model. You can expand your practice even that way. So for that, first you should build your brand. You should build a system of generating revenue, generating patient flow, so you know how things work, and then you can replicate that system. If you got it, type yes in the chat box. So that is the hybrid model. Offer your services in different ways to help to lead a healthy life. How many of you agree, doctors? Many other people who are not even doctors are focusing on the preventive healthcare. Actually, in India, preventive healthcare is in a very nascent stage. As doctors, if you are able to take over that preventive healthcare industry, you are going to grow very fast. Post-COVID, I'll share you a survey that was done. Indian preventive healthcare market, it is around 170 billion market industry by 2030. So you can take the responsibility and ownership in building that and in addressing that preventive healthcare. Many doctors are not focusing on preventive healthcare. Preventive healthcare is where many people are ready to, because people are ready to take care of their health. You have to expand the way you are able to generate revenue and sustain. The next is going to be building a personal brand. The best known always outbeats the best. Doctors, you may be the best. You know you are the best. But if people, when they want something, they don't think of going to the best, but they go to the best known. If I want a chocolate, I know homemade chocolates are going to be good, but when I go and buy Cadbury's. Correct, doctors? Do you do that? Because we feel safe when we buy best known. So if you think you are best, that alone is not going to help you grow. You have to become best known, which means you have to increase your visibility. You have to increase your presence. The presence can be in the physical format where you go. It's also part of marketing. Building your branding it's like you are doing marketing, at the same time you are building your brand. In the physical space, you can go out, network with people, be part of organizations like networking organizations like either BNI, or it can be Rotary, or you participate in some events, you be a keynote speaker, or you go and write an article. So you do all those activities, and these things is going to help you build your credibility, build your visibility. Then if it comes to digital space, there again, in each and every aspects of the digital space, be your website, there are various touch points you have to be present, right? You should have a website which is very active, educational series, coming out, being present in social media. And it's not only being present, but actively educating and engaging with people. As that builds your credibility and visibility. And with that, you become best known. When people keep seeing you in different forums, you'll become best known. And the last, build competition proof practice, which is nothing but differentiation. You can be unique by adding value. You can be unique, whatever I have covered, right, in building personal brand, all those things will make you unique. The last but not the least is building systems to make your practice independent of you. Why you have to build systems? For having certainty, predictability, and consistency. I'm sure you will be confident if you are certain and predictable of how your practice is going to go, how many patients you are going to get, what is the conversion ratio you are going to have, what is the profit margin you are going to generate. If you are able to have that predictability, you will have consistency and you will have sustainability, right? Only because there is no predictability or inconsistency, many doctors don't have confidence in investing and growing their practice, because there is lack of system. Everything is chaos or ad hoc way of handling things. Whenever a problem arises, you go and handle that problem. It's like firefighting every single area, be it bringing in patients, be it handling the patients or handling some problems of the patient or handling your team. So there are so many things that you keep handling on ad hoc basis, and your entire time is spent on handling ad hoc issues in your practice. Now, I'm just giving you a gist of it. What are the important systems that you need to have for? First is the patient flow, which is creating your marketing system, and revenue generation is your sales system. And then, as I mentioned earlier, it is not about generating revenue, it is about optimizing your resources for sustainability. Whatever resources, the cash flow that you have, the people that you have, the infrastructure that you have to optimally use it. There is a formula for it. It is called time, Time. T stands for, again, time. Time is important resource for you. You have to utilize it optimally. You have to create that system for it, where exactly you want to focus. You will be having that clarity only when you set your goal. So time is the first resource. The next is I. I is for inventory. All the inventory that you have. I have seen in hospitals, like even in clinics, the inventory that you generate, that you invest for. Many of the times it takes months or years for that inventory to be used, or it becomes the expiry date is over. So all those, it becomes dead investment. So all those areas, if you are able to you have to create a system for that inventory, optimally using your inventory. And M for money. You have to utilize your money, optimize where exactly you'll be investing, and what is the profit margin that you want to generate. Reverse engineer, and you have to create a system of how exactly you're going to use your cash flow. So the third is the money. E is for employees. If you have staffs, how to use them optimally. So how you optimally use this TIME resources. For TIME, you have to create a system. These are the basic systems that is going to help you in using your resources optimally. So whatever inflow that you are getting, you should be in a position to sustain it. Only when you are able to sustain, you can grow. For that, you should have consistency. So these are the key words I want you to keep remembering. It should keep reverberating. Consistency is the key word here. Sustainability is the key word here. Optimizing resources is the key word here. Then comes the scaling. Scaling is you expanding your practice. I want you to reach to that level. So these are the basic systems that you need to have. So I have given a gist of importance. There are various other things that you can do, but these are the 5 important key systems that you have to have. First is patient generation system for patient flow to handle the inconsistency. Next is patient consultation system for predictable revenue generation. Patient loyalty system, where your entire focus to enhance the experience and happiness. As I mentioned, happy patients is not is equal to retention. You should have loyal patients. So for creating that loyal patient, what are all the activities that you need to do? You have to focus. Then performance system, where your operational efficiency, whatever the revenue generation you have and the patients you have to utilize it optimally. So you should have the performance system. Most importantly, you as entrepreneur, your focus is consistent growth. Only consistent growth will give sustainable practice. Only if you're sustainable, you will be scalable. So I want you to remember this mantra and motto again and again. Your focus is consistent growth. For that, you should have a practice management system. This is not the app, the practice management app, which helps you in taking care of the appointments and all other things. This is not that. This is based on the principles of running your practice, growing your practice. For management system, you as practice owner, you as entrepreneur, your focus is creating first building the vision, creating the strategy. Whatever I have covered till now, all those things, how we are going to implement, you have to prepare the plan and execute it.